It's time for Rabbi Minkowicz's Weekly Torah Lesson, a place where life's most difficult questions are answered. Here with his spiritual perspective and insight, Rabbi Minkowicz.
Welcome to our Weekly Torah Thought. This week is Parshat Vayeitzei. We will be discussing an important question, and that is, how can we become successful in bringing up a wholesome family and being successful in the business world? This week's Torah portion, Parshat Vayeitzei, we're introduced to Yaakov and the life of Yaakov. Now, Yaakov is unique compared to the previous patriarchs of Abraham and Isaac, but Yaakov's whole family, all his 12 children, all his 12 sons, were complete, wholesome, and dedicated to God. Not only was his family complete and wholesome, but he was also financially very successful. As the Torah tells us, Vayifro ta'ish ma'od ma'od, Vayihilon son rabbis, shvachais, va'avadim, v'gamalim, v'chamorim. Materialistically, he was extremely successful. So the Rebbe asks, what was the key to Yaakov's success, that he was successful both on his family home base and both in the financial world? And the Rebbe explains, and he says like this: you find something unique with Yaakov, that the Torah points out that his occupation was what? With sheep, sown. And the Rebbe says, why does the Torah have to tell us that his occupation was with sheep? So the Rebbe explains, and he says, because what is the idea of sown? Sown is sheep. But Kabbalistically, tzon comes from the same word of tzei, to go out. Just like the Torah portion is called Vayeitzei, which means to go out. And as Yaakov realized and learned that in order to really be successful, if he relied on his world, he would be maxed out in his world. But when he was able to tzon, tzei, and he was able to Vayeitzei, go out of his comfort zone, whose comfort zone was he going into? He was following God. Whatever God asked him to do, he did. That's when he truly became successful. And that is the key to Yaakov's success. To be able to deal with the tzon, but not only the physical tzon, but with the idea of tzei, to go out of your comfort zone, follow God, and whatever God asks you to do. And I think that is basically the simple ingredient to be successful both with your family and both in the financial and the business world. And that is to be able to say, whatever your comfort zone is, go out of your comfort zone. Explore new horizons. What horizons? Whatever God instructs you. Whatever you need to do, if God wants you to do it, you show up and you do it. And as long as you follow God, you will see huge success, both in building a beautiful, wholesome family and financial success. Thank you so much for joining our weekly Torah Thought. We have classes here at Chabad. Thursday morning at 11 o'clock, Nechamie gives a beautiful Parsha class. Thursday evening at 7:30, there's a class in Kabbalah based on the teachings of the Arizal. Saturday morning, we have a Kabbalah class at 9 o'clock based on the teachings of the Rebbe, followed by davening and followed by a Kiddush. We look forward to seeing you at one of the classes, and we definitely look forward to seeing you next week on our weekly Torah Thought. Shabbat Shalom.
It's Steinomite.